Picture this. You're sitting in a fast food restaurant. In front of you, golden French fries and a little red packet. You dip. Delicious. You don't even think about what it is. Just a condiment, a sauce. Well, maybe some sugar and tomatoes. Now rewind the tape to 1830, the same red sauce, but it's sold in a pharmacy, over the counter, as a cure for everything. For stomach pains, for diarrhea, for rheumatism, for baldness. Yes, seriously, for baldness. And people take it by the spoonful. Doctors prescribe it. Pharmacists advertise it in newspapers. One such advertisement from 1837 read, "Dr. Bennett's tomato pills cleanse the blood in 14 days. Money-back guarantee." What do you think changed, the recipe or us? I'm Svetlana. Welcome to the archive of Hidden Facts with a Smile. Today's segment, Hidden Facts in History, 10th to 19th century. We're taking the folder labeled Ketchup and finding out why your favorite sauce started as a patented remedy and who turned medicine into fast food. Hold on, the sweet and sour truth is coming. And yes, no sarcasm about the baldness, just facts. America, 1834. Dr. John Bennett from Ohio releases tomato pills. Newspapers say, "Miracle medicine, cleanses the blood, treats diarrhea, stomach pains, even rheumatism." Later, someone adds, "and baldness." In the 1830s, tomatoes in the U.S. were considered poisonous. Europeans called them wolf peaches. They were afraid. They said tomatoes grow in filth and absorb miasma. But Bennett said, "No, this is medicine." He wasn't stupid. Tomatoes contain lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that today is linked to reducing the risk of prostate cancer. And vitamin C, they are indeed healthy, but not enough to cure baldness. Yet people believed, because in the 1830s, medicine was like this: bloodletting, leeches, mercury, arsenic. And suddenly, a red sauce that doesn't kill you and actually seems to help. By 1840, there were 20 brands of tomato pills in the U.S. The most famous, Dr. Miles tomato pills, sold for 25 cents a box. The packaging, a small pharmacy vial with a sticker, and inside, concentrated tomato extract, with salt, vinegar, spices. Sound familiar? That was the prototype of ketchup, only thicker and sweeter. Because sugar in the 1840s was expensive, it was taxed. A kilogram of sugar cost as much as a week's wage for a laborer, so the pills were sour and bitter. But people drank them, and oddly enough, some felt better. Because the acid stimulated appetite, people started eating more. They became more energetic. The placebo effect kicked in, the most powerful healer of the 19th century. His name was Henry Heinz. No, not the one with the cans. He was born later, in 1844, into a family of German immigrants. But in 1876, he started selling tomato sauce, not as medicine, as a condiment for meatballs, fish, eggs. He removed sodium benzoate from the recipe, a preservative that was then considered dangerous, added more vinegar and sugar, and called it ketchup. Why did he move the product from the pharmacy to the kitchen? Because in the 1870s, America experienced a fast food boom. Hot dogs, hamburgers. People needed a sauce that wouldn't run, would last a long time, and was cheap. Heinz gave them that. He removed the word medicine, removed the doctors, removed the pharmacy vials. He put it in a clear bottle and wrote 57 varieties, though he didn't have 57. He just liked the number. Marketing beat medicine. But if it weren't for Bennett, if it weren't for the tomato pills, ketchup might have remained a regional curiosity. Heinz wasn't an inventor. He was an adapter. And the real invisible architect was the doctor who called the tomato a medicine. His name is remembered today only by historians. In 1886, Heinz sold his first 1,000,000 bottles. In 1905, 5 million. By 1910, ketchup had become a national product, and Dr. Bennett died in poverty in 1856. His pills were forgotten, but the sauce remained. And here's where it gets really interesting. In the 1910s, the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, forbade calling food medicine. The Pure Food and Drug Act of 1906 was passed after scandals with canned goods that contained mice and sawdust. Ketchup ceased to be pills, it became a condiment. Manufacturers removed words like health, cleansing, treatment from their labels. And within 20 years, no one remembered that ketchup was once sold in a pharmacy. Our mind is wired this way. It erases inconsistencies. If we're used to dipping fries in ketchup, it's uncomfortable to think that it was once drunk from a spoon like cough syrup, so the history was rewritten. They kept the legend, ketchup came from China, fish sauce, and then tomatoes. The inconvenient chapter about tomato pills was shoved into the archives. And you know what's the funniest part? In the 2000s, the European Union tried to classify ketchup as a vegetable sauce for tariffs. Botanists and lawyers argued for 2 years. The result, ketchup is a condiment, not a medicine, but lycopene is still in the ingredients. And no one can stop you from calling it medicine for the soul. The hidden truth is revealed. Ketchup is a medicine that lost its license. And now, every single day, billions of people dip chips into a former miracle cure, and Dr. Bennett is probably spinning in his grave, either from laughter or frustration. In 1834, he believed he was healing humanity. In 2024, his medicine is sold in 5 milliliters packets. Irony of fate. You're holding a ketchup packet right now. In its ingredients, tomato paste, vinegar, sugar, salt, spices, all the same as Bennett's, just without the medical claims. But your body remembers. When you eat ketchup with fries, you don't notice it, but it stimulates your appetite. It gently affects digestion. It dulls the feeling of grease. You know why fast food without ketchup tastes not as good? Because deep in your brain there's still an ancient response. This is medicine for the stomach. This is the power of tradition, not erasable in 100 years. The paradox, we think of ketchup as junk food, but it was the first functional food, the predecessor of all modern superfoods, spirulina, chia, acai. Before anyone thought of advertising, oatmeal for your heart, ketchup was already tomato pills for everything. In 2023, the global ketchup market was valued at $20 billion. $20 billion of former medicine. You benefit from this genius without knowing his name. And every time you open a red packet, you take part in a little historical conspiracy. The conspiracy of a doctor who believed, and a businessman who cashed in on it. And now, the most unexpected part. If ketchup is medicine, then what is a tomato? Botanically, a berry. Culinary, a vegetable. Legally, a vegetable. U.S. Supreme Court ruling 1893, case Nix v. Hedden. But in ketchup, it's a fruit, because there's sugar and vinegar in it. It's all tangled up. When Henry Heinz removed sodium benzoate from the recipe, he risked his business. The product spoiled. His factory sat idle while competitors advanced. But he added sugar, and ketchup became sweet, thick, safe, and accidentally created the standard that everyone uses today. Now, 90% of the world's ketchup is made from Heinz's recipe. But no one honors his name the way they honor, say, Toyota in Japan. Why? Because the inventor of the medicine is not the hero. The hero is the one who packaged that medicine in a pretty bottle. Irony. You're dipping fries into history, into the story of a doctor who believed in tomatoes, and a businessman who believed in marketing. And you know what Edgar Allan Poe said in 1837 when he tried tomato pills? It's disgusting, but my head stopped hurting. The poet survived. Ketchup won. We're closing the ketchup folder, but the next one is already on the table. On it is written, How the Pope Saved Coffee from the Curse of Satan. Spoiler: in the 16th century, Catholic priests demanded that coffee be banned as a drink of the devil because it came from the Muslims, and because it invigorates, which, they said, comes from the evil one. But Pope Clement VIII tried it and said, "This is so delicious that it would be a sin to leave it to Satan. Better that we baptize it." And coffee became Christian. There you go, another medicine. Ketchup was pills. Coffee was heresy. And tomorrow, we'll open the folder about mustard. A question for you. If you knew that ketchup was medicine, would you dip your chips in it with more pleasure or more doubt? Write in the comments. And try not to try the tomato pills. Stay with the channel, the Archive of Hidden Facts with a Smile segment, Hidden Facts in History, 10th to 19th century. Subscribe. There are already playlists about coffee, about ketchup, about the Vikings, and about how one gardener changed basketball. I'm Svetlana. See you soon, and may your condiment never require a prescription. The end? No. To be continued. Because ketchup is just the beginning, and the next folder is about coffee that almost got banned, and about the Pope who saved your morning. See you there.